Hello and welcome to another edition of The Real Franchise. This is a series that we're putting together to cover real topics in franchising, upfront, no sales, no, just straight information in a very real setting, just having a discussion. My name's Sonya Kelly. I'm one of the owners of James Home Services, and James Home Services Australia are the organisation that has put this series together. And today I'm joined by one of our business coaches, Sonya Kelly, and a couple of our business owners, Greg and Gina Morrison from Caboolture on the, I was going to say Sunshine Coast, but no, Caboolture is part of Brisbane in southeast Queensland. And we're going to be looking at how to grow a business and using staff. So, good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And today's topic we're going to be looking at is growing a business in James with staff. And I guess one of the key reasons Greg and Gina are here are you guys have done that over the years.
Yep.
So firstly, congratulations on growing a great business.
Thank you.
It's never easy, particularly at the beginning, is it?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So for you guys, I guess just having a chat about when you first joined James, and I was just thinking this morning, Greg, I think I was involved
You were
in the trading with
business trading.
Yes, when you
years ago.
first started.
6 years ago.
6 years ago now. Wow.
Well, by the time we did that to when we really got going, be 5.5 years at least.
Goodness, amazing how quick time
That was good.
flies. Yeah. So when you guys started, was it your original intention to have a business with staff?
Probably not. I'd left a reasonably well-paying job in IT after 30 years, and we're really looking to try and duplicate my wage,
Yeah.
but not have to commute an hour and a half each way to the city. So we were just trying to get back time in our life. And we believed we could do that if we both were working pretty much full-time in the business.
Yeah.
But Gina still had a part-time local job, which was great, which meant that we didn't know both need to be going flat out straight away,
Yeah.
which gave us time to grow the business. And the physical demands were probably more than we realised when we first started.
Yeah.
It is a physical job.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
we couldn't maintain that on our own.
Yeah.
And so it sort of naturally evolved that we needed someone else. We started meeting to employ staff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we didn't intend to.
Yeah. So when you started,
We needed to.
needed to. Yeah.
We were looking to replace the main income in the house.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah. So when you started, from memory, it was just you working in the business?
yes,
And so,
a little bit of help from Gina occasionally.
Yep. So how long did it take you to need Gina's help, do you think?
To need Gina's help, probably 2 months.
Yep. Yep.
And then eventually I gave up my job after 6 months
Yeah, about 6 months. Yeah.
to work full-time in the business. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So how did, I know, because we've had our own cleaning franchises as well with James, how did you go through that I call it the awkward phase of deciding when to put somebody on?
We were probably physically close to our capacity in regards to us both needing to work. And we happened to have a family member, semi-retired, looking for a bit of part-time work. He started his own business running, but it was only a few days a week, and he had a few days up his sleeve and was looking to keep active.
Yep.
Fitted in perfectly when Gina could move away from the physical component of the business. And that it was just time. He was looking and we were looking at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, good.
It's great. And
It does stop.
having that flexibility there that I can step back and let someone else come in till we build the business up a little bit more, get some more work in, and then I can come back in and we'll just build it from there. Yeah.
And realistically, that method allowed us to then go, well, let's get someone else in, and then Gina would run a car, I'd run a car, so suddenly we had 2 cars running.
Yeah.
And then we got someone else in, and okay, we now trust you guys enough.
Yeah.
You guys go. that's your car, that's your run sheet, that's who you're seeing today. And then it just sort of has kept going to a point where finally we're at, I'm able to not work as much in the business, more on the business than in the business.
Great. Yeah, I guess that's the ultimate goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
To sort of. So I guess for yourselves then, what sort of role do the staff take? in the
Really,
business?
we've tried to keep it that they're doing the physical work.
Yep.
And to keep client relationships up. So for our staff, I need you to know the owners' names, the dogs' names, what the kids are doing. Not blend with the families, but become close.
Yeah.
Have close relationship with the families, so that you're not just some random stranger coming in to clean the house, and you're actually someone they're happy to see. And a lot of clients get cleaners in because they're retired and sitting at home by themselves, and it's part of what breaks their week up.
Yeah.
So don't just come in and do the job. Come in and interact with your clients, and
because we haven't lost it, so that they have the same clients each week, so they get to know their clients and they build that rapport. And because we have such good rapport with our clients, it just makes the business flourish, I think.
Yeah. I know, Justin, way back in the day, you were the one who said to me, the amount of effort required to replace a client is like 6 or 8 times what it's worth to keep a client.
Yeah.
And obviously we've lost clients, whether it be NDIS funding not being redone, people moving, that sort of stuff. But in 60 or 5 years, I honestly reckon it'll be maybe half a dozen clients we've lost due to not being happy with the work, some sort of clash. We've been able to look after our clients. Our clients have been great for us, and also allows flexibility. I need a inspection clean done on Tuesday and my normal clean's on Thursday. No worries, I'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Someone's car's broken down. The girls were just like, one of our teams were moving house on Monday. Guys, we need to move all your jobs from Monday to Wednesday. Yep, no worries.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So it works both ways.
Yeah. So do you do all the quoting? Is there one of you? Greg, so you do all the quoting? Yep. Okay, so your staff don't do quoting, you do the quoting. Yep. I know one of the episodes that we've done in this Real Franchise series is about how to grow a James business, but I guess for you, because having staff, you've got to have clients, which means you've got to find the clients.
Yep.
So thinking back, I mean, how did you guys actually go about, and I'll get you to answer the question too, because you guys grew a business a few years ago. What did you do to get customers?
Well, there's obviously, we're part of a national network with a 24/7 1-800 number.
Yeah.
So fantastic. And there were jobs coming in from that. One of the big ones for us back then was sites like OneFlare.
Yes. Using the lead generation type business.
Yes, High Pages and OneFlare.
Yeah.
That was very good for us.
For getting a start.
Right in the first few months, I actually kept track of, and we were getting leaflet drops that were giving us like a 3 in 1,000 or something, which at the time I might have been 6 in 1,000, which at the time was like double the average.
Yeah, right. Yep.
And so it was a mixture of pure visibility. I've had people ring me sitting at stoplights.
Yep.
Because the numbers on the back of the car.
Yep.
All those sort of things. What wasn't big for us 5 years ago was our Google presence.
Yes.
And because our business was able to quickly get to that point where we were suddenly looking at staff and how do we fit more jobs in, and we didn't ever actually push our Google profile the way that
we do now.
New franchises do now.
Yeah.
And so
when I talk to new franchises, and they talk about what's your Google profile like, so I actually couldn't tell you.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you do it the hard way.
Yeah. But basically just pure visibility. One of the other big things that's worked for us is we now have a lawn and garden franchise in the local area as well.
Great.
So instead of having our 3 vehicles, they've also got 2 vehicles plus their trailer. So there's just visibility in the local area.
Yeah.
Nicola and Victor, basically, we're able to go, here's a list of all of our clients, and you would be talking to them and have a heap of their cards, and it just works both ways. I'll pick up a new client if they happen to mention anything about interior cleaning. Hey, here's a card, here's a number, ring this guy. So it's just visibility.
And I think a lot of it too is when the business did build and we did get that big reputation, word of mouth.
Yep, that's right.
You were getting recommended, which was really good. So,
I always describe that to guys through the information process, that in the beginning it's like a snowball. That's my theory. You got to push this snowball hard and hard and hard. And then once it starts to roll, those referrals start to kick in, and it's just, you're not so much chasing work, it's...
And the thing for us was always that it was no one thing.
Yep.
Whether it be a big billboard on the side of the road, the phone number on the back of the car, the leaflet drop you've done home.
That's right.
Your Google profile.
Yeah.
All of those things, just if you're in front of people's eyes, when they're looking, if they're looking, you're one of those ones that stick out.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so important to be doing everything.
Yes.
That visibility and that potency and frequency of your marketing working together.
Yeah.
And it does, it pays off in it is a hard spot to start with, but it does pay off.
Yeah.
Well, one of the other things that we can sort of mention then is that, and it is a word of mouth style thing, is that we do NDIS clients, and under the new structure, it's reasonably good value to have them.
Yes.
They'll be going through a plan manager. The plan manager will get new clients. They'll have their 3 or 4 cleaners and mowing services and whatever else that they use. Yep, here's someone who might be able to help you, or here's a couple of numbers who might be able to help you, or they'll contact us. Do you have capacity?
Yes.
So it's like nowadays, it's not chasing work. It's trying to keep on top of the work.
Yes.
Can we take on more work?
Yes.
That's good, isn't it?
And then you get a couple of days off, and then you start going, well, actually, there's a gap there. I can
Fill that to someone else. Yeah.
Till your wife stops you.
Yes. Remember why we're doing this.
Yeah.
It's quality of life as well, isn't it?
Yeah. And it did take a while to get there too. It does. We have a good...
I know. I've been my own worst enemy. Yeah. If there's a gap in my calendar, I can fit another job in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how do you find that with the demand filling your calendar? How easy is that? How hard is it to fill the gaps in your calendar now that you've got momentum?
It's almost the other way.
Okay.
Of, do we want to take this job?
Yeah. Okay.
We're at, there's always room for more work. Sorry, Doug.
Well, that's the philosophy, isn't it? Like,
there's always room for more work. Do we want the work?
yes.
Do we want to keep pushing ourselves harder?
Yeah.
Well, so what does your average day look like now?
For us personally, so I'm back to working sort of 3 to 3.5 days a week in any sort of jobs that turn up on that. And that day and a half is supposed to be more paperwork, quoting, organising finances for taxmen.
Yeah.
All those sort of things, maintenance, what equipment do we need? Do I need to be talking to people?
But Greg and I work together on a Monday and Friday for our days.
I work Tuesday with one of our workers.
Yep.
And then the other 2 days,
4 workers.
we're teaching.
Or staff. Yeah.
So every day, we have 2 cars go out, and we always work in pairs. So 4 people on the road.
Yep.
And that Wednesday, Thursday, when I'm normally off, I might go out, or Gina and I might go out if there's stuff that needs to be done.
Yeah.
Or this week, we normally work on a Friday. we're going to the Food and Wine Festival
Yep.
tomorrow. So we talk to our clients. They're all flexible. Yep, no worries. See you Wednesday. So we worked yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Move that around.
yeah, and I guess that's all a part of the work-life balance where you can shuffle things to suit you.
Yep.
And try to keep, well, I do 2 small commercial jobs sometime over the weekend. The clients don't care.
Okay.
So take my son, like he's in year 12, he comes out, put some money in his pocket, and and he's, means we can knock those over quickly. You lose a couple of hours out of your weekend at good profit margin. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's worth doing, but yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, Nat. Speaking of profit, how do you ensure you're making profit when you're running staff?
I'll have to look up the actual wording for it.
Uh-huh.
But there is a
Award?
No,
The calculator.
there's a calculator
Minimum
on
charge.
the James website.
Yes.
It allows you to plug in all of your expenses.
Okay.
So that's obviously wages, superannuation, the joys of working in southeast Queensland. For casual staff, is they're also entitled to long service leave.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
For
course.
Queensland, I should say, not just southeast Queensland.
Yep.
Then you have work cover, insurances. We own our vehicles, so I don't expect, like, if someone's going to come and work for us, we have a vehicle for them to work in.
Yes.
Registration, fuel, maintenance, tyres, etc., etc., etc.
Yep.
You're sending 2 cars out a day. Your chemical usages.
Yep.
You go through scourers. You go through equipment.
Yep.
You break vacuum heads like I did yesterday.
Yep.
And because I wasn't in one of our normal work cars, I didn't have a spare. So in the middle of the day, Gina's had to run down to the
Yeah.
store to buy a new vacuum head.
Yep.
Things break. So there's all of those costs that go into it. Laundry, boredom bills, washing powder,
Yep.
power.
Who does the rags? That's Gina. Yeah. That's one thing that blew me away when we had the cleaning business is the amount of rags.
Yeah. Yeah, we have one washing machine going in 2
Good
dryers just to keep on top of it.
Yeah.
And realistically, we could probably have 2 washing machines.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so all of those things you can feed into the calculator, and it will generate a figure based on realistically what it costs. So the cost for employing a person isn't just wages, their super and their long service leave.
It's all
It's
yeah.
you got to factor in and travel time.
Travel time,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're not
They
billable.
clock on and they clock off, and the 15 minutes in between each job or 10 minutes in between each job's all got to be accounted for. So that allows you to then look at a figure that it does cost per hour, per employee,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and if you're not quoting in excess of that figure, you're losing money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that tool
So as a
is
guest,
amazing.
what do you think? Because this is a interesting. I see we get a lot of comments on our Facebook page. We'll pay $30 an hour for a clean. What do you reckon it costs you as a business owner? What do you reckon it costs you per hour for staff?
I'm pretty confident our cost at the moment is probably low $60 an hour.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I say
You're
that
right.
to my, if I have people potential clients question that, it's like, well, if people are willing to pay, to charge $40 an hour, I'm not trying to compete against that.
No.
I know, or if I'm not 100% sure, I'm 99.5% sure what it costs me to employ some labourer. There's no point in me going broke to clean your house.
Yeah.
So, if you're not employing staff, those figures change drastically because suddenly, are you running multiple vehicles? Are you paying the wage, the super, the long service leave? If you're keeping it to a single vehicle and it's a husband and wife team and you're not, those costs of running the next car and the next car and the next car all come down or don't come down, but it's, it comes back to a figure that allows you to maybe come in a little bit lower. And when you're starting a business, you need business.
No.
You need clients.
Okay.
So you need to be competitive around what's there.
Or
But within 12 months, I can guarantee you that I think that I need to be quoting at a minimum of $70 an hour these days. Yeah. Absolute minimum.
Yep, I agree.
it's an invaluable tool. And yeah,
It is.
people
It's-
speak to
yeah.
no idea.
They don't. And then when you do explain it to them, it's like the light bulb goes
Oh.
off. Yeah, I do. I get it.
Yes.
You do have expenses now.
Yeah.
And yes, it is really difficult to not jump into a Facebook thread when
Yes, I know. I'm the same. Because I feel sorry for these people that advertising, hey, I'll do it for 35 or 40 an hour, because they don't understand their costs.
I feel not sorry, but I get antsy around the people who comment in there and go,
Yeah.
who would pay that? Who would pay more than $30 an hour for untrained skill, for untrained labour?
Yes. Yeah.
So, well, mate, obviously I've never run a business.
Yeah.
Don't be a keyboard warrior. Don't get involved.
Yeah.
Don't waste your energy.
It's true. Yeah.
Know your true worth.
Yeah, that's it. Know your true worth. Yeah.
And I think we're in a customer service business, and part of our role is to help our clients understand
Absolutely.
that we are running a business. We are not a backyard cleaning company working out of our car boot with Woolworths chemicals and
You have no insurance and get
no, it
exactly. Police checks, who's coming into your home.
absolutely that security, the peace of mind.
Exactly.
And as you said earlier, it's about getting to know your client. It's knowing their family. It's that trust of who's coming into their home. We are such a customer service business, and we're offering the service of cleaning or lawn and garden or window cleaning or whatever it is that we're doing to make their lives easier.
Yeah.
But so much of it is that relationship, letting someone into your personal space. And
And that relationship allows that flexibility of if they have, I've got a doctor's appointment, can't do today.
yeah.
And you just go, yep, no worries. It might cost you a job that week.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hopefully you can reschedule and everything's great.
Yeah.
But the flexibility goes both ways. When you turn around and go, I just had staff calling sick. Can we reschedule you from today to tomorrow?
Yes.
Friday or
Between them.
or your weekly client, you might even give you a skip this week because we'll be there next Monday.
Yeah.
Back on the normal schedule. If you're a fortnightly client, I'll find a gap for you.
Yeah.
I'll make it work.
Yeah. And that's so one of the things we do in James is everybody has a business coach. So when like this particular episode, we're talking about staffing. So for our franchisees, how does the business coach help with that decision of when to employ staff and how?
Good question. I do think the role of the business coach is to ask questions with you and look objectively at your figures, really, and look at that in light of your goals. And fortunately, with our computer customer management platform now, you've got access. We talk about know your figures, know your figures, know your figures. You've got access to those figures and working with you on balancing when to bring a staff member in. I guess you were very fortunate in that, Gina, you were happy to step back a little bit while you introduced a staff member. Sometimes a franchisee doesn't have the luxury of that. They really need that additional income straight away. And it's looking at it holistically, I think, as well. I'm working with someone at the moment who wants to put on a staff member, but the question is, I'm at capacity, I can't physically manage more with my schedule, but I need more clients. So we're talking about marketing, we're talking about visibility beginning to scale already. The tool that you talked about, they calculate your minimum charge out rate, making sure that you're managing your business efficiently and costing out exactly what is it going to cost. We work with that. So, a whole range of things. I think, have you accessed the file library in the human resources folder there.
Not lately.
Not lately, yes. No, you probably haven't had need to, have you? But that's another area where, fortunately, some people ask, why on earth would I buy a franchise? Why wouldn't I just go and do it myself? But like you said...
My solicitor asked me that exact question.
Yes,
Yeah, 6 years or 5 or 6 years ago when we were going through our due diligence on buying a franchise.
exactly.
And he said, why don't you just do it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I had a really good answer for that, which was, I never worked for myself.
Really?
I've never worked as a cleaner.
Fair?
Come from a totally different industry.
Mm.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
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 I need all the help I can get.
And it's obviously worked.
Yeah.
That's good.
Absolutely. And I think we have resources like the human resources documentation and resources in the file library. So you've got templates for employment agreements. You've got access to what modern award. You've got access to tools that calculate Gina.
On the modern award thing is, you just need to be aware that on the 1st of July, most years, wages are going to go up.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you're on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure people are being paid the right amount.
Yes.
You got to look after your staff. If you got staff, if you manage to keep staff that you want, do everything you can to keep them.
Absolutely. Yes, how to look after them. Yep, making sure you're meeting all of your compliance. And what happens, if you have a workers' compensation claim? I've had several phone calls from franchisees going, help, what do I do? Just knowing that you've got someone to walk you through that process. And constantly, I think, as a coach, one of the things I hear from the team is, gee, it's great to have someone to call. I know that there's someone there who I can call, who I can ask.
With that knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely. And if we don't know it, we can find out or put you in touch with someone who does know it.
And just on that, when we started, we were using, and a lot of franchises were using subcontractors. And basically, you're paying a rate. Like, this is years ago.
Yes.
You're paying a rate per hour for somebody. That's no worries. Everything's great. Supply them with the uniforms, supply them with chemicals, supply them with a vehicle in this case.
Yeah.
Everything else, they look like us. They're acting on our behalf. We're telling them who to see, when to see, how long to be there, what's expected of them, what they need to do, and then realising, well, actually, and this coming from the fact that it's a large network, we understand these things that everybody suddenly found out at the same time. Hey, they might be subcontractors, but effectively they are employees.
That's right.
Because you are doing all of those things I just mentioned. Therefore, you need to be paying super. They need to be covered under work cover. And at that point we went, well, I might as well just make them casual employers. And that was just took all the suddenly the whole palm of payments to the BTO that needs to be rectified and balanced at the end of every year, and more paperwork, and it's like, well, I'll just take all that away as subcontractors and just focus on the fact that we have 4 or 5 casual employees. It's all done the same way.
Yes.
Yep. Simplify it.
Yeah.
But if head office hadn't built that up,
That's right. Yeah.
They've been a world pain.
some sort of world of pain in regards to Fair Work Australia.
I have so many people ask me that are looking at a business, we just employ subcontractors, and the ATO has really tightened up on the legislation around that. And I think anyone that has a genuine look at what the regulations are, it's very clear. Like you said, all those demands, if you make them wear your uniform, you wear your chemicals, follow your procedures, well, they're not a subcontractor, they're an employee. And then, so it's just safer.
And we would have been able to continue down that path for years and years until the ATO were tapped on the shoulder.
Yeah.
So to get that clarification from head office was why another one of those reasons to join in.
So, Greg and Gina, what role did your coach play for you at the different stages of your business?
Well, Stuart was an enormous factor in us taking on this franchise purely because of the support.
Yeah.
He advised us he would be able to get and then to follow through, and then with the bigger network behind that as well. But our business coaches, he obviously has a checklist almost of stages of your business.
Yep.
When start up, what can we do? Once we're able to get a few jobs on board and stuff, within the first week or so. He would actually monitor our One Flower and High Pages advertising. And so instead of relying on if I text from Stu, it was like, job, do you want it? Yes. Buy it, get the details through. And because we were in those infancy stages, it was, and I'm working by myself, or it's generally me working by down tools.
Yep.
Make that call.
Instant phone call, that first 5-minute thing of being able to touch base with someone like, I've got a thought in the head, I might get a cleaner, put something out there, and people are contacting me straight away.
It wouldn't be where we are without Stuart support.
He's amazing, isn't he? Yeah.
He went above and beyond.
Right down to sitting down and going, initially, what do you need to do financially? And it's like, replace where we currently are, which our joint income.
Yep.
Okay, let's plan that. This is in the sell stage of, if you want this business, these are the things we need to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's look at how, if jobs are averaging this much, blah, blah, how many jobs do we need? Can we fit that into a week? If you go to how many people? That whole, just giving you that comfort of going, just we do this, we can do this.
And it hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
It's 5 years that we've been in that, and he's there.
Yeah.
If there's a question, just reach to, you'll know.
Or find out, or whatever. But it's just everything in different stages of, okay, we're at point X. Where do you want to get to?
Yeah.
How big do you want your business to be?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to get to that stage,
Yeah.
you need staff.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do that? Let's look at. And so the asset of having an advisor.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be my business coach. It can be Sonya. It can be Alan. It can be. I don't know what I should say, but I touch base with Rhiannon on occasion.
Yeah. Absolutely.
As what's her current title? Is it still
CEO?
CEO.
Yeah.
And just
Everyone's available.
Yeah. Just to depending on how I've been in the business, or we've been in the business now long enough to have a fairly good understanding of where responsibilities lie overall.
Yeah.
So I might shoot one of the owners of the business an email and CC my business coaching, or the other way around, or the CEO.
Yeah.
And
not to email me about IT stuff.
So that flexibility and knowledge that support's there across the board.
Yeah.
We're all here to try and do the right thing for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. Yeah. So for you, I guess, what's been some of the biggest lessons for you, Gina? Back to having staff, for example. What's been some of the biggest lessons or challenges that you've had to work through?
Should I be really honest here?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it could be scary.
Just staffing has been one of our biggest issues, I think. Finding the right fit for your
So true.
business.
Yeah.
That's just so hard.
Yeah.
There's been some challenges there.
And when you do get the right staff, it's a physical demanding job. It's all of those things. What do you do when one of your best workers goes and buys a franchise?
Yeah. Yes. We've had that happen a few times, haven't we? Across the country. Yes.
It's like, I want you to succeed in that. Can't you wait a couple of years?
And they're doing fantastic.
Yes. So it's but we've been through some ordinary staff.
Yes.
We've had some great staff where people help us out when, and go above and beyond for us.
I think that's one of the biggest challenges is finding the staff.
Yes.
We've tried recruiting agencies, we've tried friends, family.
It's a bit. I put it down to being a bit like hidden leads and having visibility everywhere. Recruiting agencies, you might pick one up from there or two up from there. Great, fantastic. There might be some benefits there. They might be paying their police check. They might be willing to pay for a uniform. That sort of stuff, that you might get a subsidy on their wage for the first 6 months and you can give them X amount of hours. We've had all of those benefits. Family members who have, I said our first staff member was a family member in semi-retirement. Gary was great for a couple of years and then I'm done. I'm getting closer to the retirement age than the semi-retirement age. No worries. And friends of people who have, they might do a week and then go, this is hard work, isn't it?
Yes.
And then, so it's, people will come from Facebook. Seriously, had young guys who have literally gone looking for work. And Gina contacted them. 2 guys one day. One of them worked with me for years, one of them worked with me for weeks. And if you gave me the option of which one to pick, I would have picked the wrong one.
You don't know until they're actually on the job.
Yeah, that's it.
I would have picked the wrong one. Been looking for staff 2 weeks later. We picked both of them. I only had to look for one staff member 2 weeks.
And it is a challenge, I think, for any business. Even through my work career, a business is only as good as its people. And I think, for James, that's why I do the information process, because I get to know, I can honestly say I know every single franchisee in this network. And part of the reason for that is we're trying to select the right people.
Correct.
You get it wrong, like you just said sometimes, but it's all about the people. And I know when we had our cleaning business, if you had the right team, it was easy.
Yeah.
But you get every now and again, you're going to make a mistake.
There's ups and downs to everything. We had a young girl working for us, went off to work with her mother-in-law doing hotel cleaning. Bugger, she was a good worker, and then 6 months later, to hear on the grapevine that they're not happy.
Bugger.
And so to get one back, we got her plus mother-in-law. They now run our second car 4 days a week.
Beautiful.
Like I said, it's just, you never get it right every time. And there's issues that come with staff. There's benefits that come with staff. And then no matter how good your staff are, you'll always have issues that probably wouldn't be there if you could do all the work yourself.
Yeah.
That's not why you buy the business.
Exactly. So do you feel it's giving you a bit more balance, work-life balance now?
This year?
Yeah.
As of this year, so basically probably 4 years in for us, but definitely is. But as I said before, I've been my own worst enemy. There's a gap in the calendar.
You feel it.
It needs to be filled.
And in saying that, your work hours are nowhere near what they used to be.
No. So one of the things I always like to say is when I was working in the city, like these days, or even after 2 years, if I'm not home by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and so sort of 8:30 to 4,
Yep.
I was angry. Not angry, but I was disappointed that what am I still doing working? And then I'd have to think, that's right, I would leave the city at 5 to hopefully be home by 7.
Amazing.
And I'd be leaving at 6:30 in the morning to start a day. So
way better hours now.
Yeah, not officially by 2 o'clock.
And these days, it is a sort of 2 o'clock, 8:30 to 2 sort of thing. Which, it's and these days, with that sort of trying to keep it to 3 days a week, I actually struggle with being anxious that I'm not working. Like I'm not.
It's like you feel guilty, don't you?
You feel guilty. You feel guilty that
Yeah.
you've got people working
Yeah.
and you're not out there with them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It is actually a shift, and it's a very interesting point that you've raised. There's a big shift from an employee mentality to a business owner mentality. How do you manage that? How have you achieved that, or how do you achieve that?
Or have you achieved that?
have I achieved that? It's probably a better question.
Yeah.
Well, starting my own business, it really was one of the big things for me was because I'd worked in a reasonably large corporation for the 20 years before that, was that I wanted to have the go, no-go scenario. All the decisions were mine.
Yep.
And your business gets a bit bigger and it's, geez, a lot of decisions to make in there.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so it just, you evolve as your business evolves, you learn from your mistakes, you figure out what does work for you and your family. You lean on the people and the network to help you make better decisions. So it's, and now it's got to that point where it's, that we do. So like I think last year we would take a long weekend 3 or 4 times a year and try and go away.
Nice.
Whereas this year it's sort of 3 or 4 or 5 day breaks.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And this year is probably the first year we'll be closing for Christmas for like the Christmas period, but it'll be more extended this year. And our staff know that.
Yep.
So they know they're not going to be paid for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yep.
And they're all okay with that.
Yep.
Whereas last year was, even last year was, we closed for a week over Christmas. Gina and I didn't work for 2 weeks, but the managing of the business, the talking to clients, the making sure that cars are ready to go, the chemicals are ready to go.
You're still working.
They're still sending out invoices, receiving incoming money, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Would take 2 or 3 hours out of your day every day, and then you're going, well, might as well just be working.
Yeah. 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 Because you haven't been having a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. And it was said to me when I first started is the first 2 to 3 years, it's 100%, it's business. It's work. It's Don't go looking for holidays. Don't expect to be heading off to Hawaii for 3 weeks. Don't.
Yes. Yeah.
Take what breaks you can take.
Yep.
But if you want your businesses to succeed, you need to work really, really hard.
Yep. Yep.
Was exactly right. Then last year started to relax a bit more, and then this year even more, and this year also bring it back to sort of 3 days, be able to bring it back or be financially able to bring it back to 1 days a week because the income stream from the employees is now enough.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. That's great.
So to someone who starts their business and thinks, great, within 6 months I'm going to have a team of staff and I should be able to just take it a bit easy, which surprisingly some people do, regardless of how much they're told that may not be the case. Some people do start their franchise with that belief. What would you say to them?
If you have a plan that will allow the income to come in to meet your financial requirements, you have a network where you can draw on to employ staff. It's a possibility. But if you're relying on, and really to do that from an interior perspective, I would say a lot of your work's going to need to be commercial work.
Yep.
If you're a musician and you can actually do that, tip my hat to you, fantastic. But if you're going to be looking at, for ourselves, and I mean, we were replacing the majority of our income with this franchise. And it took, and we expected it to take 3 years. And 98% of our clients are probably, normal house cleaning stuff.
Yep. So residential more so than commercial. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the rates on our commercial stuff are great. Saturdays, nights, 5 o'clock in the mornings, that sort of stuff. It's where you're prepared to sacrifice.
We always looked at it as our only regular clients were our bread and butter, and anything above that was extra.
Yeah. Yeah. You'd be amazed how many people I have inquired that want to join us, and they want the work-life balance. So that's why they're joining. They want more time with their family.
So did I.
But I only want to do commercial work. Yeah. And you're like, well, wait a second. Commercial work is after hours, weekends, early mornings. When you want to be with your family, the two don't really. Very difficult to make the two match.
And even now, like I have a couple of clients who want us to work. Yeah, can't be in before 6 o'clock on Friday night. Must be out by 6 o'clock on Monday morning.
Yep.
Yes.
I've got a couple of clients like that, and so I said, so in between, you don't care, and they're actually offices across the road from each other.
Yep.
Perfect.
Great.
Yep.
Connor, what are you doing Saturday morning?
And we took on a commercial job that we had to do. We did ourselves every Sunday for 18 months. And it's like
And it was an 8-hour day.
it wasn't worth employing. We couldn't afford to employ someone to do it, but it was financially beneficial for the two of us to do it.
Yes.
So we made that sacrifice in the beginning to get that income coming in.
Yep.
And that job was realistically the cut-off point where Gina was able to go, okay, don't need to work
Elsewhere.
3 days a week in my part-time job or my casual job. I can work one day. Admittedly, it's a Sunday. Admittedly, you're out of bed at 4 o'clock on a Sunday morning and you're not home until 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But you're bringing home more money than that 3 days.
Yep. In the other job.
Yeah, other job. And that was like that one job was able to turn it from being our slow growth to a spike that allowed us to go, yep, we don't need that other component. Yep. And if you're lucky enough or unlucky enough to land one of those sort of jobs, so again, you have to make the decision.
Yeah.
Do I want to sacrifice every Sunday for the next year and a half?
And we can afford to pay penalty rates on that day for staff to do it. So it was we were going to do it. It had to be.
We got to a point where we could, probably the last 4 or 5 months of that 18-month period.
Mm-hmm.
But for that year,
That's the start.
a bit longer, it was, that's what took us from being, we're almost there to, okay, this is our business, this is what puts a roof over our head, this is what pays school fees, this is what pays power bill, everything.
Yep.
At that point was like, we're sacrificing one day in our weekend for the financial stability we'd be looking for.
Yep. Yes. Yep. Excellent.
Comes back to those goals, doesn't it? It does. And that short-term pain for the long-term gain.
Exactly.
You've got those goals.
Yeah. And when that finished, the rest of our business had continued to, that steady growth.
Yep.
And so it wasn't for a start, there was like one person there, or if we needed to go away for a week and had a wedding or whatever, or I would call have staffing to on that day, and we were making, I think we worked it out, it was like $80 for 8 hours, for 16 hours of work, 2 people for 8 hours on a Sunday. They were all putting $80 in their pocket.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's really
That was still asking, can you do it any cheaper?
Yeah.
yeah.
And the answer to that was, I possibly could if Gina and I work it.
Yeah.
But we've done this for enough.
Yeah.
So it needs to be at a point where I can at least not be losing money
Yes.
to bring people in to do this.
Yep.
But how important is that to know? Someone who goes, yep, not a problem, I'm just going to jump on YouTube, look at how to run a cleaning business, and off I go, would possibly walk into a situation like that and go, fantastic, I'll put my stuff in, I'll do the work, not really understanding. Because
do the research.
that's right. They may not have the tools like you do to go, well, actually, at the end of the day, when we consider all of our costs, we're getting $80 for that job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Know your numbers, know your figures.
It works great if you want to do it yourself. You charge a premium, you make good money on it. You sacrifice that time with your, that time.
Yes.
Or you'd
pay on staff.
rather be down the beach.
That's right, you would, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, now you get the opportunity to go to the beach, and
We have our weekends back.
yeah,
Yep.
So we, have an extra 2 days through the week to
Yep.
catch up on other stuff.
that's great.
Well, just wrapping up this episode, just final question. So if having staff in your business was a recipe, for you, what would some of the key ingredients to having staff in your business be?
Know your financial situation.
No numbers. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's good.
Find the right staff.
Yes.
But it's not easy.
Yep. Sounds good. How about you, Jen? Anything that you can?
Can't think of anything else. It really comes down to, know your financials,
Yeah.
because that's what's going to break you.
Yeah. I mean, that is the key point. And then there's the other stuff, like just knowing that your staff will, no matter how good your staff are, it's not their business.
Yes.
You'll see something out of the corner of your eye and you'll do it and your client expects it.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
Or you get out the door 5 minutes early, the boss doesn't know.
Yep. Yep.
Trust is a big thing.
Trust and massive.
Yeah. Yes.
And then the other part with staff is just building that trust and relationships both with your staff and with your clients.
Yes.
I would never send staff. Initially in the early phases, I would never have sent staff out unless I had been to the job. I had spent time with them. That staff member had spent time with them and with the clients. The clients were comfortable with that staff or those staff members. I don't have a lot these days, but I have a couple where I don't even know what the client looks like. I've never set foot in the house.
Yep. Yep.
Where it's been an agency ask whether we have capacity.
Yep.
And we're able to go, yes, we do. This is the rate. And I go, yep, no worries. So you just talk to the staff in the car that you've scheduled for that day and go, okay, new client, here's things we've been advised of. Yep, this is how long you've got. The new client, made them happy. Then
It's good.
start doing their trust. And so
Good. So there's trust, knowing your numbers, getting the right people are some of the key ingredients.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you, Greg and Gina. That's been awesome to talk through that challenge. And we hope that you've enjoyed this episode on building your James business with staff. If you've got any comments or questions, feel free to put them below in the comment section of this video. Or if there's something else you'd like us to cover in one of these episodes, feel free to put that in the comment section as well. So thanks very much for watching and have a great day.